Hey, what's up, fam? My Hero Academia felt lackluster this week, to be perfectly honest. Not a bad chapter, just like I spent like 20 minutes, probably not actually 20, it's probably more like 6, looking through the chapter again, trying to figure out what panel to use to review this one, just as the little here's the channel panel I picked for the chapter. Obviously, I couldn't find one that I wanted because there was nothing really that got me very interested in this chapter other than like one small part, but the panel didn't look very good. So I just used the hey, these guys are gonna fight panel. And so essentially, I'll get to the part that I want to talk about once I get there. And it starts out with the mushroom girl talking to Edgebird, and she's like, you should probably get you fixed. And I was talking about this earlier as well, that the mushroom girl, honestly, she can beat anybody in Class A. She could beat most heroes if she can stall for a decent amount of time for them just to breathe in her spores. Because the fact that she can attack their lungs is honestly, I don't get how she's in class. I don't get how that girl is in class B. Because not only that is the fact that she can also use different kinds of mushrooms. She could definitely do like psychedelic mushrooms and shit. Out of all the characters in class B so far, this she's the only one that really confuses me. And out of any of the side classes, because like Shinzo's thing, he's got a cool mind control power, but he's got some restrictions. There are characters that have something that kind of puts them in that position. Hers just seems super OP, and she has like honestly, one of the better powers in the whole series. And yet somehow she's stuck in Class B. I don't get it. That one I don't get. I don't get Horikoshi. You're gonna have to explain that one to me at some point. Maybe you already did and I missed it, but I don't know. We got Momo all kind of like on energy, probably worn down. She's getting taken out by some weird robots. I don't. I feel like I'm missing something about the robot scene though. Like, where the fuck did these robots come from? But they're looking at all the destruction and from the last fight, and they're like, okay, we'll take a break, which is mostly Deku taking down notes, talking to All Might, and then Bakugo coming over and be like, hey, I know your guys' secrets, so just let me be in on this fucking conversation. You got me. And then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be I can fight you now, Deku. Don't get cocky, because I'm stronger than the last time we fought." Bakugo, I'll tell you, you're one of my favorite characters in the series because I like your powers. I like that your personality is way different than the rest of the classes. That you're completely no, I don't want to be part of slice of life shit kind of guy. But until you show your whatever crazy thing you come up with, I don't have any confidence that you could take Deku, buddy. You almost got beat by his 8%, and now he could hold 20, and he's got shoot style. So I mean, we'll see, but I don't got a lot of I don't got a lot of hope in you right now. Well, right now, all my hype is for Macadamia is in this frickin' mushroom chick, like for real. But anyway, the fight starts out, and it's mostly kind of going into it's mostly kind of Edge Bird talking to Todoroki, and he's like, "Well, I was trained by the number two, and you're trained by the number one, so we gotta represent." And Todoroki has like a flashback, and this part actually I thought was kind of interesting because it kind of made me think about what he could do because it's like Endeavor, and I wish he kept that fire mustache. I think it's cooler than his fire beard, to be perfectly honest. Uh, Mustaches when they can pulled off are cooler than beards if they can pull them off. And I definitely think he can pull off a damn fire mustache. Anyway, he's like talking about how uh, Toya, which from what I've seen, everyone thinks is Dabi. Sorry, I hate saying Dabi. Cremation. How he has like higher firepower, which I guess is another tally mark into it being him. But obviously the fact that Todoroki is fire and ice and he can get past that whole like overheating thing, and he's like, you can be the one that surpassed me because of that, all that stuff. And I was thinking of what he could do. Like he could do prominence burn, like at beam, but also kind of like freeze the area around him to keep him cool and to keep the firepower up, but also have this like cool ice attack that's getting keep not only keeping him cool but make it so nobody can like attack him from any direction at the same time. And it kind of reminds me of Suna's X burner from Hitman Reborn, if you've ever read or watched that. The old one where he had to use he had the partial sky flames, and then he had like the inferior sky flames and then the superior ones, and he used one to shoot one way. He used the weaker one to shoot one way, and then the power one is like the attack, but the weaker one shooting out kind of like made it so he can like keep himself balanced and like keep the attack steady because otherwise it was too much for him at that point, which I thought was really cool. And Todoroki could do something like that. That was the thing of the chapter that I thought was interesting. It definitely kind of had me looking at it and have interest for the future. The rest of the chapter, I was like, I don't know. They had like the other dude whose power is hardening, kind of like turn his body all metal-like and start thrashing around, and then he revealed his name is Real Steel, but it's steel like he's stealing stuff. So I'm wondering if his thing is he's kind of like the Absorbing Man. I think that's the guy's name. He can like, or even probably a much more easy one to use if you ever watch like Ben 10, Kevin. He could touch stuff and absorb the properties of it into his body, and maybe that's his thing. He can absorb minerals and become them for his hardness or something. There's a dude whose thing is softening, which is an odd power. I don't think I've seen that since what like Sugar Boy and Fairy Tale that I can think of. I thought that was gentle for a while, but his like what like elasticity, and then the weird chick with she has like no nose pony or whatever or a round nose. I don't know what it's supposed to be. Like yelling in English, and then the fight kind of starts, and Todoroki's just like, "All right, yeah, let's go. Look at my team." He's got the tail guy, and then the weird appendage dude, and then Fasty Mick class president. So maybe good stuff in the future. I'm hoping this is where Todoroki can finally have a moment to be cool again, to get his moment to shine. Because something I've said is Bakugo and Todoroki are both like supposed to be Deku's rivals, but he's so much stronger than them and just outshines the hell out of them every single time they're near each other. That in our realism reality sort of, because it's like, oh yeah, fucking Bakugo beat a not so serious, like not 100% in Deku while he was, at 8%, didn't have shoot style, and then Deku fought Overhaul, and it's like, what the fuck would Todoroki or Bakugo ever do if he even if it busted out for a second in a fight, for like 1 second, he would just one shot both of them. But this could be, like I said, the thing if he has something like Prominence Burn, but combined it with his ice, or if it was like uh, or if he could do it both ways, do like a frost beam as well, but keep his body warm. If he could switch out of those, that'd be really cool. Plus, I think visually it would look great if he's got like this Arctic, like frozen area, but like this big melted zone in front of him from like a beam. That'd be pretty sick. So, tell me what you think about this chapter in the description. I thought it was all right, other than more of like kind of like what I was saying with future stuff with like Meliodas being like, that's not even your real power that you've been using for the past like however many chapters, like 270 or something. Uh, but that was more of a this shit could be bad. I mean, with Todoroki, it was like, yeah, this shit could be good. So stuff to look forward to. If you like my content, maybe check out my other videos. Maybe give me a thumbs up on the video if you aren't subscribed. Maybe subscribe, and if you are subscribed, thank you. I do mostly manga stuff, Fairy Tail, Even Zero, Black Clover, and my anime stuff, Fairy Tail, Radiant, and Goblin Slayer. But otherwise, thank you very much for listening. Bye.